The ColorWise display and menu were designed to be easy to use and intuitive. In this video, we will explain the meaning of the ColorWise display, channel and system options, and how to use them. Let's first look at the display. Upon power up, the ColorWise will be in the channel monitor display. The channel monitor display is the display you will use most often. This display shows 4 bar graphs, one for each channel, that give an indication of the quality of the color match on each channel. Each channel has a tolerance setting that determines how close the color in view needs to be to the captured color to be considered a match. When the bar graph display is full to the top, the color in view is a perfect match with the captured color for that channel. If at least one bar is shown on the graph, then the color in view is within the set tolerance and considered a match. If there are no bars on the graph, then the color in view is out of tolerance and not a match with the captured color. The channel monitor may also display an X on some or all of the channels if you choose to mute those channels when not in use. No processing is done, nor any output given for muted channels. A signal strength display is also provided as a setup tool. You can toggle back and forth between the channel monitor and the signal strength display by pressing the select button. The small 3-bar graph on the left side signifies you are in the signal strength display. This display is intended to help you set up for best detection of your target objects. The signal strength display will show a number from 0 to 100 when the return signal is within the acceptable range. Ideally, the number on all targets should be as high as possible within this range without going over. For both the channel monitor and signal strength display, if too much or too little light is received, the display will show plus signs or minus signs across the display, indicating this condition. Now that we understand the display, let's take a look at the options available for each channel and how to set them. The Select and Next buttons are used to enter and navigate the menu. The Next button is used to enter the menu system and step through the menu options. The Select button is used to enter a submenu or to change the setting or value of an option. The menu system is laid out in a logical fashion. From either the channel monitor or signal strength display, you can enter the menu system by pressing Next. Once in the menu system, the Channel 1 submenu heading will appear. Continuing to press Next will move you through the submenu headings for each channel, then the System submenu, and then finally back out of the menu system to the channel monitor or signal strength display. Pressing Select will enter that submenu. Let's look at the options in the channel submenu and how to change them. Note that the options in each channel submenu are exactly the same. The first option is Capture. Pressing Select will capture the color in view and store it on that channel. Note that this option is the only option that exits you out of the menu system when complete. You'll see why this is helpful in the next video. Pressing Next will advance to the next option, Tolerance. The tolerance setting is a number from 1 to 50, with 10 as the default. The larger the number, the more deviation from the captured color will be accepted as a match. The smaller the number, the less deviation will be accepted. To change the tolerance value, press or hold the Select button. The tolerance value will advance up to 50, then wrap around back to 1. Press Next to advance to the next option, Color or Color and Intensity mode. In color mode, the sensor is looking at the RGB content of the target color. In color and intensity mode, the sensor brings a powerful intensity factor into the calculation in addition to the RGB content. Color and intensity mode can be very useful in differentiating between various shades of a color. Pressing Select toggles between color and color intensity mode. Press Next to advance to output mode. Output mode refers to when the sensor will give an output. Pressing select moves you through the settings for this option. LO, or light on, means the sensor will give an output when the color in view matches the captured color for that channel. Note that LO is the default setting for all channels. DO, or dark on, means the sensor will give an output when the color in view does not match the captured color for that channel. The mute setting disables that particular channel. Disabled means that no detection or output will occur on that channel. Press Next again to advance to timer mode. Timer mode allows you to add an on delay, off delay, one shot, or latching to each channel. Press Select to step through the timer settings. Timers can be very helpful in handling a variety of applications. Timer off is the default setting for this option. If you enabled off delay, on delay, or one shot, then pressing Next will advance you to the Adjust Time display. Otherwise, pressing Next will exit the menu system. Pressing or holding the Select button will increase the timer value in 1 millisecond increments. The longer the Select button is held, the faster the timer value will increase. When the timer value reaches its maximum of 9,999, it will wrap around back to 1 again. Once the desired time is set, press Next to exit the menu. Global system-level options and other settings that are typically only adjusted at installation can be found in the System menu. To enter the System menu, press Next. Press Next several more times until you advance to the System submenu. Press Select to enter this menu. The first option to appear is the Lock option. A simple press of the Select button toggles between lock and unlock. When locked, no changes are allowed to the sensor settings using the buttons. However, the remote capture input line will still function normally. Press Next again to advance to the Light Intensity option. This option refers to the intensity of the sensor's own white light source. The sensor is set to 100% brightness by default, but can be adjusted lower in 10% increments using the Select button. This can be helpful when your target material is reflecting back too much light. Press Next to advance to the Response Time option. Again, the Select button will step you through the settings for this option. Note that response times can be different in color-to-color versus shade-to-shade applications. Consult the ColorWise datasheet for response time information. The ColorWise offers 3 settings that allow you to vary the sensor's speed of response and detection resolution. These settings are High Res, which offers the highest resolution and lowest speed of response. High Speed, which offers a medium level of resolution and a medium response time. Ultra High Speed, which offers the lowest resolution but the fastest response time. Note that these settings are only available in the short-range models. Long-range models have a fixed resolution and response time. Note that High Speed is the default setting. Pressing Next one more time will advance to the Input submenu. Press Select to enter this submenu, or Next to bypass it and go to the next option. There are 2 options in this submenu. The first option sets the function of the gate input control line. The gate input line can function in either gate mode or edge mode. The Select button will toggle between these 2 options. In gate mode, the gate input line acts as a reset inhibit input. When this input is not connected or is in the idle state, this input has no effect on sensor performance, and sensor output follows sensor input. When this input is active, it acts as an input inhibit and no further detections will occur. Note that it does not inhibit the sensor's output, so timing events already in progress, like an off delay or one-shot, will run to completion. An idle to active transition will also reset all outputs that have been latched. In edge mode, the gate input line acts as an edge trigger. On an idle to active transition of the gate input line, the ColorWise will sample the target in view and update the outputs. Press Next to advance to the second option in the Input submenu, Input Type, NPN or PNP. This option allows you to set the type of input that both the gate input and remote capture will accept. Both inputs will be of the same type. Use the Select button to toggle between NPN and PNP. Pressing Next will exit out of the menu system. The last option in the System menu is the Output submenu. In this menu, you can set the output type for each channel to NPN or PNP individually. Next will advance you to each channel in numeric order, and Select will toggle the output type between NPN and PNP. Note that the outputs should not be connected while changing their type. The last output type that can be selected is for the 3 analog outputs. These outputs are always 0 to 5 volts DC, but can represent or output color information in 2 modes. The first mode is XYZ, which is an RGB type output. The second is XYY, which is a color and intensity type of output. We will discuss these analog outputs in more detail in a separate video. We are now at the end of the System menu. Press Next to exit the menu system. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. For additional questions or information, please contact Tri-Tronics at 1-800-237-0946 or visit our website at ttco.com.